when this album came out, they were no longer a rock band.
Yeah.
They were these superheroes. They were characters. And that's just how sticky this alter ego became.
Like
gender bending kind of stuff, which a lot of people had done.
We're already doing. You know, I was Han Solo for a couple of years.
That's cool.
Pants still fit. I'm going Han Solo. My dad even made me a gun.
Nobody had really done this.
I mean, how many bands
like this
since have the alter ego kind of thing going? I mean,
the album cover itself,
it's iconic.
It's just one of the most iconic things ever made. And
they come out of left field with this. Well,
they're not like anything else.
Multi-bands within the band, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
this album is better than most people's best of albums. These albums scared my parents. So one of the things that when you start getting around Halloween, you know, you start thinking about all the crazy album covers and the different things. And what I wanted to do today, since Halloween's a couple weeks away, is rather than looking at scary album covers, which is kind of where you default to, Halloween's not necessarily always about being scary.
No.
Halloween is really about dressing up as something that you're not. So what I did, I grabbed 4 albums out of the collection that represent people dressing up as an alter ego as part of the band. And here's what we're looking for from you. I'm going to break out the 4 that I thought of. If you can think of other bands, and it isn't necessarily just about being scary. It's about other groups that
assuming persona
that took on a different persona
like
as part of the album. Yes, exactly.
Right. I'm Bruce Banner, but on stage.
Right.
I mean, we're kind of talking about alter egos and artists that have done that. And one that was kind of off the beaten path that I brought up was the Garth Brooks one. Well, I know we're not a country channel by any stretch of the imagination. But if you remember back in, was it the 90s or early 2000s, that's kind of what we're looking for, right?
Where he became
Chris Gaines.
Something else.
Yes, a different person. Yeah. He had like different hair and he did different genre of music.
So we have 4 albums here. These are the ones that I thought of. And we want to get your feedback, and we want you to bring up any others that you think should have been part of this list. Put it down in the comments, and then maybe we'll make a follow-up video sometime where we kind of talk about what everybody else had.
This is the audience participation portion.
Yes, exactly.
It's the comments.
If you like the stuff that we produce here, please reach down, push that follow, subscribe button for the channel, and also click that like the video. And as we go through this thing, pause the video, go down below and leave your comments on anything that we talk about. So first one, which I thought was pretty obvious, is Twisted Sister Stay Hungry. Because what you have here is Dee Snider, but he is dressed up as, of course, this cross-dressing whatever rat that is caught in a corner. And he actually talks about that when he's describing this album cover, is that's what he wanted it to look like, a cornered rat. And so Dee Snider is dressing up, and he doesn't have a new name that he gives himself, but he definitely this is definitely an alter ego that he took on as part of Twisted. This is part of being Twisted Sister. This brings that to life.
Right. I mean, you think about this time of year, I mean, you put on a mask or you put on makeup, you're somebody else.
Yeah.
Right. We know, when the Village People got dressed up, it wasn't like, hey, I'm a real policeman or I'm the real construction worker. Now, and just for the record, I never dressed up as the Village People for Halloween ever. Spider-Man, that was my go-to.
Really?
For a long time
as a kid.
Yeah. You have a go-to like Halloween?
I know we didn't have a go-to. My mother and I, though, we went crazy
pre-spirit Halloween.
She would get into it, and we would come up with these crazy, out of control homemade costumes that I would wear to school that made school unfunctional. I couldn't actually be in school because with these unbelievable costumes we would come up with. They were so much fun.
I need to share that down the road. Some photos.
My mother was she was so creative, and she would do all this arts and crafts stuff, and we would have crazy fun coming up with costumes.
No, I didn't. I think my most elaborate one was I was going to be a mummy one year.
Oh, that's awesome.
To go to a dance, and it was actually when Michelle and I were married, and we started getting dressed up, and I'm like, okay, and rolling. Dude, I'm like halfway done, and we're out of
that's
toilet
great.
paper.
That's the best.
I was like,
Out of toilet paper?
Yeah, we were toilet paper and paper towels because it was running out. Game over.
Dude, I love it.
No mummy.
I love it.
Didn't go.
The toilet paper mummy.
Yeah,
the Charmin mummy.
No, it didn't happen.
That's great, man. Okay,
Yeah.
This is my first offering. This is a person dressing up, alter ego, right there.
That's a good one.
The next one is one of my favorites. It's an obvious band to choose, but
For
this is the
Halloween,
one that really set this band up as alter egos more than any. They had several albums before this one, but this is the one where it was like, these guys are not a band anymore. These
than
really
life.
are. Yes. And it's almost too obvious, but it's Destroyer. When this album came out, they were no longer a rock band.
Yeah.
They were these superheroes. They were characters. And this is when you could start imagining you're gonna dress up as them for Halloween. This is when the masks are starting to come out, obviously, because they're looking at this like, man, these are characters that we can shrink wrap it and sell it, and people want to dress up like this, and we can sell all the different things related to it.
You ever dress up as a Kiss character? Any years?
No,
All right.
I don't think I ever did.
Maybe.
Just in my basement with a tennis racket. And tennis racket for Henrik, because Henrik did not understand this. When you're in your basement with a tennis racket being Kiss, you're not playing tennis, you're not playing badminton. You are
That's your guitar.
playing your tennis racket guitar.
Got it.
It's important to note this.
I can see where your mom was probably like, I'm not dressing you up as Kiss. I get it. I did go as Ace multiple Halloweens.
Really?
Yeah. And my buddy was always Paul. So half the band, not the whole
You had half
band.
the band covered. That's
Yeah.
cool. But again, this was such an unusual thing because there wasn't nobody, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but nobody had really done this.
No, I mean, yeah, the New York Dolls, right, ahead of time. But that was more like, we're just kind of like,
But what
would be the modern term?
Cross-dressing,
like, gender fluid, like
gender
what is it?
bending
What are you
kind of
doing?
stuff,
Yeah.
which a lot of people had
We're
done.
already doing. Right.
Yeah, they were just, it wasn't this, because this was now, these are again
Definitive-
superheroes. They
Definitive alter ego.
Yeah, exactly. And they even though they had their names, they actually weren't their names.
Yeah, they changed them up a little bit.
I mean, for real, Gene Simmons is not his name.
No.
Paul Stanley is not his name.
No.
When they created these characters for Kiss, these were brand new, even names that they
even
took
back
on.
in the day when they were first trying it out, there's a story of, they first put on their makeup and their first kind of like rehearsal, whatever, like Gene's acting different and Paul's more flamboyant and, and doing, his things. And he looks over at Gene and Gene's like kind of becoming the demon as he's playing or whatever was going on. But you can be somebody you're not. That's the beauty of Halloween and costumes. I mean, when you're an actor and you're on stage and you're in character, right? Now, I didn't do theater either, but I've seen a lot of stuff, some road shows and stuff like that I was part of. But it was never like on the acting scene. But when you're in character, you're dressed up as whoever, Lawrence of Arabia or whoever, right? I don't know why.
Lawrence, where did you get that, man?
I don't know where that came from.
Gandhi.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe Gandhi because
that's
I'm
hilarious,
bald.
dude.
But, I'm just thinking of somebody, and I don't know why that came.
Dude, it's beautiful. I love it. I love it. You just picked that one off the tree.
I should have gone with,
funny, man.
Because I was Han Solo. I was Han Solo for a couple of years.
That's cool.
Pants still fit. I'm going Han Solo. My dad even made me a gun.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's like this wood thing that looked like, he made it on the lathe. Had that forever. But yeah, pretty cool. Han Solo, the hair, looking good. The white shirt, the vest.
That's awesome.
I was rocking. See, I was somebody I was not. But yeah, Lawrence of Arabia, I was never from.
Okay, there you go. Can you imagine being like
that's what
9
I'm saying,
years
I'm a
old and you show
character.
up to school and people are like, what do you dress up as? Lawrence of Arabia?
What's wrong with you?
What is your problem, man? That's great. Okay. So anyway, this one to me is like one of the ultimate alter ego And when you look at the history of Kiss, this is really the first time we had this.
Right. I mean, how many bands
Like this.
since have the alter ego kind of thing going? I mean, Ghost, that guy has like the St. Pius or whatever. He's got something kind of going on.
I love what that guy does, by the way.
It's awesome.
I've got a picture disc.
Those are like modern type.
Whether you like his music or not, the guy's brilliant what he did when he created these characters. And he's got millions and millions
in this vein.
Yeah. It's
that's
a little bit
what I'm saying.
It's like the DNA of Kiss ends up in all these different things.
Right? Because they were kind of at the forefront. But yeah, I mean, you take what Ghost is doing, and then you have like Gwar, right?
Yeah.
Totally opposite end of the spectrum, right? I mean, still artistic, still alter ego, kind of maybe fits what we're doing. But you're not yourself. Obviously, you're in costume, which I guess the Village People would have been in costume, but you can still tell who they are. I don't know if today or whatever, Hey, you're the construction worker.
They're an actually good example of this kind of thing, though. They dressed up as something that they weren't, which is kind of the point of this.
You're not Han Solo. You're Gary.
You're Gary. Gary Solo.
I mean, character.
Han Gary. Yes, exactly. Okay, now the next one is near and dear to my heart, and it's also one where they took on alter egos. But before we show that, I want to thank Digitech for their ongoing support of the channel. We have their posters back here. And so be sure and visit, if you're a guitar player, visit digitech.com. Check out all their latest technology and gear. They always have stuff, amazing stuff there. Tell them that we sent you there, digitech.com. Okay, so now this next one is not only an example of the alter egos and the costumes, but it is also arguably maybe one of the greatest album covers ever made, and some would say perhaps the greatest album ever recorded.
No, without question.
And it's this one right here. And it's Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band by the Beatles. Because it was so fascinating. This album, by the way, this album is amazing.
It is incredible.
They created... I mean, they introduced the thing saying, we are Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
You write the song to kind of introduce
And they introduced the whole thing. We hope you will enjoy the show. They've got this whole thing where they start this whole, and they start it and end it. And then Day in the Life actually is the very ending. But they take you through this whole thing. But here they are. This is not the Beatles. The Beatles, this is like a grave or something here.
Right.
They are Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. So they went out of their way to create these alter egos and this alter ego band that wasn't even the Beatles now. They're this whole new entity. And it was just such a cool thing that they did this. And it ended up being, I mean, the album cover itself.
It's iconic.
Is just one of the most iconic things ever made. And you can actually find photos of them, like behind the scenes photos of this thing. It's so
cool
neat.
Stuff.
It's so cool.
I mean, you think about when this came out, late 60s, nobody had really done that. So this is like, I mean, and the Beatles again were just
how many things had no one ever done that the Beatles just did?
I mean,
they were amazing that way.
They come out of left field with this. I'm sure people were like, wait, because they were thinking probably more along what they had been doing. And over the years, they'd kind of progressed with their songwriting. Wasn't just the simple stuff that they'd been, Hard Day's Night type, silly banter type of songs.
And they had gotten their songwriting had gone
that's
so
the evolution that I was kind of getting towards. By the time they got to this,
they were this well-oiled machine, finely tuned musicians, incredible band. Production was over the top. And I was listening to somebody the other day, and it kind of surprised me. I wish I could remember who it was, but they were talking about, and it was somebody I wouldn't have even expected, like some heavy metal dude. And he's like, dude, you just can't touch what they did. It's still, to this day, some of the greatest stuff ever done. When they decided to just go into being a fully studio band and stop playing live shows, the amazing stuff they put out over
and the things
over
and you're talking about
incredible.
The technology and the recording tech back in those days. It's nothing compared to now.
Which is, but in some ways,
and arguably way better.
Yeah,
because you have just sounds better. more space in there. It's not compressed like you've talked about in the past. Like it does sound, the Beatles are a band that I put on every once in a while. It's been a while since I've kind of visited their catalog. I've been inspired.
Dude, I've
been inspired. I gotta listen to them again.
I know some people don't like them, and I don't understand that. But I do not think. To me, the Beatles are just kind of their own category. You can't even comparing them to other bands and things. I'm like, I can't even do that. They're just not. They're not like anything else.
Multi bands within the band, right?
Yeah. But I mean, go listen to the album Revolver. I bring that one up because I remember driving. I was just with my kids once. We're in the minivan, and I had Revolver on, and I taught my kids to love the Beatles. But I remember we're listening to the album Revolver, and I remember thinking, this album is better than most people's best of albums.
Right.
And it's just one of their albums.
One of their albums.
Yeah. And it's like every song on here
is great.
Could have been on a best of album. And then you get to the very end of it and you hear this song called Tomorrow Never Knows. And if you've never listened to that tune and you don't like the Beatles, listen to that song.
Okay, Beatles plug.
Tomorrow Never Knows. It's the last song on Revolver. And you just sit there and you're like, how did these guys do this? And it's so fascinating because, and then people knock Ringo, sorry, it wasn't, dude, listen, he comes up with this crazy drum part and he never, the whole song, it's the same thing over and over and over. They do these backward guitars things. They do these, dude, it's one of the greatest pieces of music ever recorded. I love the Beatles. And again, I can't even compare them to other bands because to me, they're this whole other,
have you watched the
other entity.
There's the new Beatles kind of, it's fairly new. I think it's been out a year or two that came out on like Disney Plus. It's like a documentary when they were making, I forget now. I only watched it once. I guess I got to visit that again. But it was really, it's like a behind the scenes and you can just see some of the stuff and how they're working, putting some of these songs together. Not necessarily this one, but whatever album they were working. It's one of the last ones that they were kind of doing. I can't remember. My memory escapes me, but that's actually a really good watch. Somebody will chime in and be like,
please. I love anything related to the Beatles. Yep. I just love it.
Disney Plus.
And it was kind of fun what they did on this album cover too, because
you got all those people. Yeah.
It was, and then younger Beatles, and it just,
it wasn't them.
And then
Alter Ego.
Yeah, this was very fun and interesting, just all around. Okay, we have one honorable mention.
Okay.
So this one was similar, where he created an alter ego, and this one also kind of is just super obvious, probably, that you would pick this as somebody kind of dressing up as another character. And of course, it's David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust.
It's
where
incredible.
He created, again, this other person that he became Ziggy Stardust. And then, of course, in the Spiders from Mars, and then this whole album that kind of had this concept around it. And then we forever after this kind of thought of David Bowie as being from another world somehow. And that's just how sticky this alter ego became.
Yeah.
That we just always kind of knew David Bowie, he's also Ziggy Stardust.
And I've seen like a couple people like dress up as, with the lightning.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That kind of iconic, Ziggy Stardust, David Bowie look. I mean, that it opened the door that you can be whatever you want. Isn't that part of the music is art? Art is music. They kind of blend all this together. And
because he became Major Tom. Like one of his first big things was, this is ground control to Major Tom.
Right.
And then he becomes this guy that's in a capsule flying in outer space.
I mean,
so yeah.
Again, we're looking back in like the 70s or when this is coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, you're listening to this and you're closing your eyes and just
72.
imagining 72.
Yeah.
You're imagining yourself seeing this and then the visuals, incredible stuff. But yeah, I mean, David Bowie's an incredible artist.
Oh yeah, he's like total legend. And so anyway,
great songs on that album.
And it's just so cool. It's so awesome. Iconic. Yeah. So anyway, those are the four that I pulled out today that I thought it'd be fun to talk about.
choice.
Alter egos, Halloween related. These are people dressing up as things that they're not. So give us your list. Put it down in the comments below. Who are other bands, other musicians that became somebody else? That's what we're looking for. That's Halloween, not just scary. We want to find these people that created other characters for them to portray, to be as part of our Halloween show. And put it down in the comments. And if we get enough stuff, maybe we'll do a follow-up show
we can definitely
where we
do
talk
that.
a little bit about what everybody put in their notes.
Did you dress up as Halloween? That's
Yeah,
what I
there you
want to
go.
know. Han
Who you dress
Solo,
up as.
Spider-Man,
Yep.
Ace. That was my trifecta right there.
Nice.
Star Wars, Kiss.
Follow the
Marvel.
channel, like the video, leave your comments down below, and with that, have yourself a fantastic day.